The reaction when people hear that we have 2 trans kids is pretty shock and awe.
Before I had transitioned, I had like a piece missing to me and it just didn't feel right. And I was nervous to tell my parents.
Anyone can be whoever they want, and it doesn't matter what your opinion is.
We're not gonna allow our kids to feel shame or fear. They deserve to feel loved and accepted.
Being trans, to describe it, it would mean you were born the gender that you don't feel like in your heart.
Good morning. Being trans isn't like weird, and it just means that you are biologically the opposite gender, a different gender than you are.
Okay.
I want breakfast.
You're hungry?
Mm-hmm.
So are you excited for the last week of school?
Mm-hmm.
James' graduation is on Friday. Are you nervous about middle school?
Yeah.
What are you most nervous about, James?
I don't know. Everything.
When James was 8 years old, he asked to transition, which meant social transition, which is not permanent. He got to use he as and him for pronouns. He then, this past year, changed his name legally and his gender markers legally.
My friend's coming.
Yeah, your friend was gonna come over. I think he's coming over this afternoon. It's gonna be a hot day.
Can we go to the pool?
Yes, please.
No,
Why?
maybe tomorrow.
I talked to my friends a lot lately. I always have been a boy, but I started to realize it in first grade when I told my mom I wanted to have my hair short and that I wanted to look less girly.
So James approached us in a casual way by dropping hints from the time he was 7 until he was 8. He would say things like, I'm half boy, half girl, half gorilla. And I would think, you're not good like at math like your mom.
I remember a time that he said to me, sometimes I feel like I'm a boy. And at that point, I was, trying to be a supportive parent and said, yeah, I've got effeminate feelings and I get that. And that's okay to have feelings that are masculine and feelings that are feminine.
I'm done.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter is I was missing these clues, these breadcrumbs that were being dropped around him, kind of testing the water.
Before I had transitioned, I had like a piece missing to me and it just didn't feel right. And I was nervous to tell my parents.
Which one are you coloring?
This one.
Which one?
Tree.
Okay.
Hey, look who's here.
Hello, Berg.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. So, Berg, I was talking to...
Already seen this one. Although it is quite funny.
Hello and welcome to today's video where we will be looking at 7 things that create narcissistic mortification and crisis in the narcissist worldview. The key to understanding narcissistic personality disorder is that the entire formation of the personality is based around a false self. So they have a hyper-idealized vision of themselves that protects them from the realities of the world. So basically all of these are a reflection of when reality creeps in, it defies the reality of the false self and causes the narcissist to wake up to the fact that they're living inside of a delusion. And this creates mortification and can spiral the narcissist into complete crisis. Tactic number 1. The narcissist thinks of themselves as being compelling, superior, attractive, wonderful, charismatic. So when you defy that vision of themselves as being all important, the center of the universe, magnetically seductive and attractive, and you cease to offer them that feedback, you cease to keep them in that place, and you defy that, maybe you stop chasing after them, maybe you don't reply to their calls, maybe you just let them know through your meta communication that you're not particularly impressed by them and you don't particularly need them in your life. You show them they're non-essential. That is the first strategy. Strategy number 2, when you do anything that goes outside of their fixed view of you. So you will notice it's very frustrating when dealing with somebody with narcissistic personality disorder because they're very rigid, they're very stubborn, they're very stiff, and they're particularly stiff in their view of the external world, and you are part of that world. They don't see you as a separate person. In the narcissist world, there is one human, them, and then there are objects. There are just things. There are just instruments to be used. When they get to know you, they have a very rigid, very stubborn, and usually fairly, in my experience, simplistic view of who you are. So they have this false self of themselves, this view of themselves as all powerful, all beautiful, all knowing, very important, very special. But then they also seem to have like a false view of other people, particularly their intimate partners, particularly their children, particularly people that they're working with closely. Their view of you will probably be off in quite a significant way. Typically, a long enough timeline in a relationship with a narcissist, I'm sure you will have seen examples of this yourself, they will reveal to you that their perception of you is quite significantly wrong. So they will say something like, oh, you're the type of person who would always X, or I know that you love to do Y. And then you think to yourself, I would never do X. I absolutely loathe Y. Where are you getting this from? But they say it with absolute certainty. So they have the false self that protects them from the world, but then they also have a
Should try the tactics.